everyone, happy Friday. I wanted to talk about George Soros and how he's going to take to the streets with violence. And in his own words, he said there's going to be blood shed in the streets. Blood. It's going to be war. This is going to be nationwide. And this is dated 2020, October 24th of Wake Up to the Truth. And let's just remember, according to this article, this is by Michael Brigham. George Soros is most likely the most evil man on this planet, and he's responsible for refuge invasion on Europe, Ferguson protests, Black Lives Matter. Now we know Black Lives Matter is a movement that's brainwashed individuals of all backgrounds, especially African American, to wage war in the guise of it being about race when it's not. The left doesn't care about anybody of race, but they will brainwash people and pay them so that these people can carry out their crimes and their agenda, which these people don't know nothing about. So how this works is, he pays these groups, they're organized to wage violence and murder on our communities. He hires snipers, provocateurs to kill or beat them. And this creates more and more violence until the government is gone or over and overthrown. While, the media shows only one side of the story. And the one side of the story the media will show is the one George Soros wants you to know. That Trump is bad and they're good as they kill people, burn down cities, wage war in America, spread coronavirus with their Antifa, with all their violence raging, and then blame our president for it. And then we got celebrities. Guys, what we have to wake up to is Hollywood is behind this. Scientology, Hollywood is with communist China, Biden. I don't like Hollywood. I can't stand Hollywood. There's very few people I like, and those people are, making a difference in this world one way or another. They're helping, humankind. But, back to Soros. Despite spending $100 million on dark schemes to defeat President Trump, creepy liberal billionaire George Soros has a backup plan, many of them, to seize the White House, take America, steal America out from under us. And they have communist China helping them out. Should voters re-elect the president? So we're talking about bloodshed in the streets. This is what Soros himself, I've seen and heard him say. It's nationwide chaos. And the plan calls for using extensive networks in the national media to claim the election was stolen, and that nationwide street riots and lawsuits are necessary to protect the results. When this is all a bunch of crap, guys. They want to destabilize the country with the fake news media. America needs to start paying attention to who is the fake news media. Because they want to destabilize you. They want communist China to come in and take over. And socialism is just going to be the prerequisite to what's going to come after that. It's going to be communism. There's not going to be no human civil rights. So they want to destabilize the country, desensitize country through the violence. They're desensitizing people with the violence already. So when they really unleash at our president, once he wins, they're going to go even harder. And they just want people to be like, oh, well, it's just another riot. No, these are attacks. It's civil war. They're paid domestic terrorists. And we just can't say, it's unhinged riots. No, or protests. This is civil war, guys. Paid domestic terrorists. And more than 80 advocacy groups and grassroots organizations have joined in a broad coalition calling itself Protect the Results, and proclaiming that we cannot ignore the threat that Trump poses to our democracy and a peaceful transition of power. The coalition is a joint project of Indivisible and Stand Up America, two left-wing groups founded in response to President Trump's 2016 election, and whose goals are to organize and resist Trump's dangerous agenda and to defeat Trump and his enablers. Seeking to protect election results by using millions of its members, the coalition calls to take coordinated action and prepare for potential post-election crisis. So both these groups are funded by Soros through one of his deep pocket hit squads, Democracy Alliance. Soros Democracy Alliance helped coordinate a series of 2017 protests at a public event held by Republican members of Congress. Many of these Republicans were punched, assaulted, knocked unconscious, and even run off the road and threatened with guns. So Soros groups are promising even more violence and bloodshed should Trump wins. Now, this article uses the term resistance. No, that's not resistance, guys. They're waging war. And the next time around, once President Trump wins, they're going to come even harder than what we've already seen in the streets of Portland, New York City, Seattle. So, in addition to proclaiming Biden's the winner and saying any Trump victory is automatically stolen, which we know it's them trying to steal the election. But once they fail to steal the election, they're going to have groups behind the riot, the violence, the attacks, and they're going to be using the same BS rhetoric during what they did in 2017 town hall assaults, and they're going to continue that same rhetoric in the 2020 riot sprees. So we have Nelini, Nelini Stamp, Stamp, and he's the director of strategy and partnerships at the Working Families Party. And they have these flowery little names for the most violent, evil groups they've put together. And this individual says if Trump wants to ignore the will of the people, it's not the will of the people, it's the will of the evil. George Soros, Communist China, Hollywood, and fight over election results, it's a fight he'll get. And the problem with this, guys, is the deep state's going to protect these violent criminals when they come attack us. They're going to arrest people who are going to probably, get caught sticking up for themselves. So again, this isn't about resistance. This is about civil war. This is bloodshed. Soros himself said there's going to be blood in the streets. They're paid organized brainwashed people are going to come after anyone who disagrees with them. All right, guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. And George Soros, I don't know why anyone hasn't taken him out. I guess he's above the law, like Hillary, Obama, Joe Biden. I don't know what can be done. But anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next video. And let's not forget, George Soros was a part of Arab Spring, Ukraine Revolution, and anti-Trump protests. Not a protest, guys. So I will see you on the next video. And let's stick together, guys. Don't be easily bribed. Don't be threatened. Let's stand tall. Let's stand together. Trump 2020. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.